Hey guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. No, I don't have an intro. That's fine. I'm going to make a new one anyway. I got my green screen up. You can see it around my hand. The cats are not going to pull this one down because I asked them very, very, very nicely. Please don't pull my green screen down. Please just try everything else. And I learned that. Wait, what? I don't understand. Oh, the ages. Well, let's show you. Hold on, I'll get it. I'll show you right now. Analytics, audience. Hey, it says I made 0.002 cents yesterday. How? I'm demonetized. It usually says 0.000000000. Here they go. Here's the ages. It's down in the bottom left. Can you see that? You should be able to. Oh, no, you can't. I don't have the screen on. There's the ages. Oh, I got to get rid of that comment. Come on, Carolyn. You're taking up the whole screen. So 13 to 17 years, 0. I got just a handful of 18 to 24-year-olds, a tiny bit of 25 to 34-year-olds, 16% are 35 to 44. Then it's split. These are different. These are different than I put up yesterday because they keep changing. Yeah, so 45 to 54 years old is 23%. And 55 to 64-year-olds are 31%. And then 65 years and older, which is just rude that they just lump everybody after 65 into one group. Fine, 24%. That's just rude. And then female, 70%. Male, 30%. That changes all the time. Always more females than males. Always. It's usually not by this big of a gap though, but that's because I put out that live video during the day and I laughed and I talked during it. Every time I laugh and talk, my male slider just goes zoop. It's the funniest thing. I'm going to show you. I'm going to wait till it evens out again. And I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to put a video out. Nope, we are not going to. We're not going to delete this video. So we can't swear today. Plus, Cloudon definitely might come in. Listen, why though? Why do you like the ladies? Bees be crazy. No. Okay. No boys in my yard. No. Listen, you guys are just gonna have to deal with Mama Cat and her son. She's weaning him the hard way right now. Okay. So what I have today is I have 2 cases. I guess I should show you the bad part first so that you're prepared. And if you want to leave, then you can leave. So this is the one case from Georgia. There is no results, no verdict yet. And this is the one case from Connecticut. And again, there are no results, no verdict yet. So I'm keeping an eye on these 2 sites, but we're going to watch these today. And we don't know what's going to happen. We can make guesses, educated guesses, but I don't know how close they'll be. They could each go either way. Oh, man, I found out tonight those little personal air conditioners, when you turn them on, if you turn it to blue, that means fan. If you turn it to red, that means air conditioning. So it's hot in here because I assumed that blue meant air conditioning. But tomorrow, hopefully this guy tomorrow comes and helps me. Oh gosh, thank you, RW. I was really worried. It's the same headset. So, but it's the crappy computer. Yes, darkest. It is weird. If you want it to be cold, it's blue. Everybody knows blue is cold, red is hot. It's universal. Oh yes, Rebecca. It's definitely it's definitely him. Here, we're gonna get started. We're gonna get started. The accents here are great.
The last weekend before summer visitation started, you can't have the next weekend.
How's Sam?
Visitation.
Right.
I think probably appropriate for me to get in on that. I mean, we're arguing the law to you to some degree, so.
Yeah,
There are gonna be times when it's gonna be back-to-back weekends.
But he got,
Weekend periods, the alternate weekends are clearly defined. They tell when they start and when they end. The summer's clearly defined, and they're two different things. And there may be some times when they're gonna back up. But that's the way the order's written.
You could try flowers and candy, Fozzie.
the order says every other weekend. It is admitted, and there was no objection at the beginning of last summer when he got his regular weekend, and then it defined when summer would start. But there's nothing that says that at the end of the visitation, after it terminates, he gets a weekend of what they call summer, and then it goes back to some imaginary thing where he gets another weekend. It's not a matter of occasionally getting 2 weekends in a row. He's saying he is entitled to 2 weekends twice during the summer, no matter what.
There may be it may even back up with Christmas. I'm not sure. These different periods are pretty much defined, and they're different things, and they may back up to one another.
But as I say, you show me where it says that.
All right, well.
No, sir, I'm asking the witness that I'm cross-examining.
All right, now we're done talking with the court. You back cross-examine my witness, I'll shut up, let
Thank
you go.
you.
You're welcome.
Okay, show me where it says that after the summer visitation is over, we don't go every other weekend again.
The only thing I can show you is where my weekend started with the normal visitation. And we had always gone by that in previous years, has gone by that calendar.
And you were getting 2 weekends in a row.
I'm glad I was muted because you know what? I messed up. I did say something that would get me some bad comments later. So, without picking a side, mom or dad, this whole court case, and he is the person on the stand right here, is filing a contempt motion towards mom because he had the kids for a summer schedule, and then he wanted. So when the summer schedule was over, mom took the kids back. They got divorced years and years and years ago. They've been doing this for many years now, right? Well, when the summer was over, mom took the kids. He had the kids for a week, then she took the kids. It's supposed to be 1 week off, 1 week on, and he has a problem with that. So I hope I didn't mean to say that dad's right, mom's wrong, mom's right, dad's wrong. I'm not saying either of that. I'm just trying to tell you why we're here. Dad is mad because she took the kids back because he thinks he should get 2 weeks in a row. You'll see, but that's this whole is because mom took the kids back. And
We
other
were
crazy.
going every other weekend, the summer
But the lawyers are so cute. They are. Wait till you hear the lawyers fight with each other.
schedule would come, and then we would go by April 26, 2019. Those are the weekends, counting them, every other weekend.
We did that every year, did we? Sir,
We have been doing that every,
and when did y'all meet to count every year?
sir,
When did you have this meeting with your wife to count every other weekend for the last 3 years, leaving out the summer somehow?
leaving out the summer.
Yeah, you said we counted every other weekend from April of 2019. When did y'all meet to do that?
We didn't meet, we would have the summer schedule and we would have the school schedule.
Yes, sir. That's not answering the question. When did y'all discuss how you were doing this?
We had texted back and forth.
Have you got those texts?
I don't have them from the years before.
You just have them where you were demanding 2 weekends in a row at the end of the summer.
That sounds like work. I'm pretty sure the bailiff falls asleep. Keep watching him. Maybe it's a little
Okay,
later.
and as far as communicating with the plaintiff about ball games, medical appointments, grades, school functions, other than the incident you mentioned where you didn't get a note from the school about the banquet and you didn't see it on the school
Yes, sir.
register, and what was the other thing you said? Oh, you didn't get a notice of something else with the ball game. Well, have there been any other instances where you haven't gotten the information?
Oh, about the baptism.
I'm sorry.
The baptism.
Baptism.
Oh, yeah. No. Well, I mean, I think you conceded you did get notice of the baptism now. Is that correct?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. And so you're saying that she somehow got notice other than on the official notification?
Can't hear you.
You contend that she somehow got a separate notification other than through the school's notification system and didn't tell you about the about the banquet?
I have no idea how she got it.
Well, and how do you know she violated the order then, sir?
She went to the banquet.
Yes, sir. And if she got it off the school's notification system, then she wasn't obligated to repeat something that you were getting as well. Is that right?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. That's all I have, Your Honor.
Can I ask you one thing, Your Honor, just my own satisfaction? How are you acknowledging you got notice of the baptism
Yes.
before? You said you actually got notice of it from some source before she was baptized?
But
That's what he had you say.
right.
Get it? I missed that.
She sent me a text talking about she was getting baptized next week, but she didn't give me.
I can't understand this. Say it again.
She sent me a text saying that she was gonna be baptized next week, but then she didn't give me a place or a time.
All right. Now my bias is going to show loud and clear. My bias is going to show. No, my phone is not near me, Fuzzy. I'm working hard. She told him there was a banquet, but she didn't tell him when and where. Christy, here, guys, Christy just asked a question. Apparently he's not supposed to ask. So there was a banquet, there was a baptism. He got the same notification she got, but he expected her to tell him and make sure that, like she gets there. My ex used to accuse me of this all the time. So, like, when we got divorced, I was fired from that job. I was fired from making sure he was dressed and where he was supposed to be when he was supposed to be. I got fired from that job. So like, I didn't get any. The school didn't call me up personally and say, "Hey, Kathy, you need to be here on Friday at 2:00. That's just not how it worked. Then I read what was mostly on the websites. I spoke to my actual children. Hey, Victoria, what do you have this week? Blah, blah. When's your soccer practice? Who are you playing this week on cheerleading or whatever? But he would be like, well, why didn't you tell me her game was at this field instead of this field? Why would I tell you? First off, you're just going to say you're going to come and never show up ever. So she's going to get all excited for no reason. But why would I tell you? You can find out just like I have to find out. I don't want to talk to you. Why would I want to talk to you? He never called me and said, "Hey, Kathy, make sure you're there on Friday for Tiffany's, recital." Never once did he call me and say, "Hey, make sure," or, "Hey, Tiffany has a recital this Friday. Do you want me to pick her up? Do you want me to buy her a dress? Do you want me to help her with her speech or whatever?" No, never, not one time ever. And just the thought of suggesting that is laughable. So now my bias came out. So I guess we all know whose side I'm on. I'm going to get some comments about this, and it's going to be hilarious. Come on, guys, comment. Go ahead. Go ahead and comment. Tell me I'm wrong. I lived it. Go ahead. Try. I double dog dare you.
I would ask that he strike his little sarcastic remark, Your Honor.
Who, me?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
I didn't interpret it that way.
But I got it.
And may I follow up then? So who did you call after you got notice of the baptism to find out where and when it was going to be?
I can't remember if I talked to Peyton or not. So I can't say that I called or talked to anybody about it.
Thank you.
All right. You can step down, sir. Can I ask a quick question? Does Mr. Williams, y'all keep sitting. Does Mr. Price live in Lawrence County, or does he live in a different jurisdiction? I mean, sir, where do you live? In Lawrence County. Okay. I didn't, for some reason in my mind, perhaps because Mr. Williams is coming from the Houston County Bar, I was just trying to visualize, are we dealing with like a long distance type thing? Or?
I believe my client mentioned on cross-examination, they live about 5 minutes apart.
Okay. Well, yeah, please. I missed that. I'm sorry. All right. Mr. Williams, any further evidence, sir?
If you could give me just some second.
Yes, sir.
Wow, I shut down Discord and my whole computer went slow. You see that? Give it a second. It's coming. And it's trying.
We rest.
All right. Mr. Lewis?
Your Honor, for our first witness involved with what we do, is here to testify. We would ask that it be done in chambers, and it's the pleasure of the court if you'd rather speak to her without the two lawyers, so that she's not under pressure of her parents finding out. That's fine with we're at the pleasure of the court.
Have y'all previously discussed this?
Your Honor, I'm not real sure that that means all that much to me, but what I'm seeing now more or less is when a child's that old, the courts are doing it in open. And really and truly, I don't think we're putting her under any pressure. And I feel like that if you're going to do that without us here, I'd at least like for us to have some opportunity to tell you some areas we'd like for you to pursue. And I really think the best thing to do is for her to testify in court.
Do not think that, but if it's fine if he wants both of us to be in there so he can hear it.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I don't want to put her on the stand. It doesn't need to be traumatic. Tell you what, why don't the three of us, and we'll get Ms. Powell, of course, and can you go mobile? And we'll just go to this conference room back here.
Sure.
Talk to the child really quick. All right. I mean, obviously, this is not a custody modification.
Right.
Everything I'm asking her about, I want to hear from her, needs to be directly related to the issues that are
Yes, Your Honor.
in play here. So.
We weren't attempting to do that.
You're going to do it in chambers, Your Honor?
Yes, sir. Well, Judge Green's going to be in his office, so let's just use this conference room. It's right
Could
here.
we ask you some areas to go into?
Well,
Yeah.
you can ask your own questions.
Y'all, do you want to be able? I mean, I'll let you question her if you want. You can ask her some questions.
Or
Back there?
but we can do it either way you want. If you want to ask the question,
I'm content for you to ask.
That's fine. Either way is fine.
If you're going to do it like that, this is my experience of when the judge does that, he'll hear some of the areas the lawyers want to go.
Yeah. Well, tell me what it is that y'all are
I'd
concerned.
kind of like to know to what extent she's discussed it with her mother and whether or not she's been advised by counsel about the question of whether or not to visit her dad. And, if I'd kind of like you to ask her, questions like this, her relationship with her dad. Is it good? Does she enjoy going with him? That's it.
Anything in particular?
Well, certainly wanted to ask about her medication, if there's been a problem and how it went from one place to the other, and certainly
He said, I didn't even know.
This is normal, Posse. This is normal.
Just the doctor.
I'm still here. I'm just scared to touch anything.
Mr. Lewis,
It seems to calm down now.
All right.
well, just briefly, she lost, but I didn't ask if you
Sure.
Sure.
I'm actually finally eating my dinner from last night right now because it's break time because the stream is running.
way you're speaking, okay? And of course, you've already been on the stand, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and of course, we hear about the contempt, and one of the big things seems to be that after the summer vacation last year, he had the last week as it happened that year. Is that the way it always happens, or does it go back and forth?
It goes back and forth. There's different things that change the schedule, just like Father's Day weekend, he gets them no matter whose weekend it is, or Mother's Day weekend, I get them. So it changes. It's not absolutely like he's saying, like, go by the calendar. We just do, if you had them last weekend, I get them this weekend.
Right, so like Mother's Day weekend, if it wasn't normally your weekend, you get them.
Right. And that,
Let him have them the next weekend. You don't take 2 weekends in a row.
no, I end up getting the 2 weekends in a row for those holidays like that. And then when Father's Day comes along, he ends up getting them 2 weekends in a row because he gets them for Father's Day.
Okay.
So it works out.
And has it ever been your custom at the end of the summer visitation period after over all these years that whoever got them had them the last weekend of summer would then get them the first weekend after the summer vacation was over?
We just always did every other weekend. So if you just had them, then I get them.
Okay,
Or if I had them, then you get them. We've never made a change based on a grand calendar that he's describing. It's just always been, if you had them.
You've been divorced since 2011, is
Yes,
that
sir.
right? Until he made that demand last year, had that ever been even mentioned before?
No, sir.
Not even since 2019, you never?
No, sir. This is the first time this has happened.
Has there ever been a time when you refused to let your daughter go to visit with him?
No.
Okay. And your child plays softball. It sounds like a bunch of other.
She plays a lot of sports.
What all does she play?
She throws discus and shot put for track. She tried basketball this last year.
What?
Basketball.
Okay.
And she plays softball for travel ball and for school.
Right.
So she's tried a lot of things.
Okay. And has there ever been any problem with her doing all that?
When we went back to court for this last case, part of the issue was that Chad always said during his time, it was his time. If he didn't want her to play ball that weekend, she didn't play ball because it was his time. And that was one of the big things. And it was documented in that case. That was our biggest contention was she get to play when she was with him? And he always said it was his time that he got to do. And so that's how it came about with the coach actually having to call and ask him personally, can Peyton play ball this weekend?
And speaking of that, is there some
I have to click so many buttons to talk now. Okay. Carolyn, it's a good guess, but you would be wrong. She's been remarried. They got divorced in 2011. They're still fighting over weekends. They've been divorced since 2011. She's been remarried for long. I don't know why he did it. Listen, I don't know why he brought this contempt because, well, I'll just let it play. I won't say what I think, but I think the bailiff is about to fall asleep if he hasn't already.
general means that the coach or whoever communicates with the parents and the players in the travel ball And the other ball too, for that matter.
So for school ball, it's Remind, and they
It's what?
the Remind app.
Right.
Yes.
It's an app.
It's
that-
remind.
Well, you sign up and you get text messages,
okay.
and Chad's part of that. And the coaches didn't like for the parents to bombard them a lot. They want us to get all of our information from Remind. And so I did, and he brought up that text message earlier, of don't go mess with the coach, because they specifically said, we're gonna send out everything through Remind, because they didn't want all the parents bombarding them with all these questions. For for travel ball, it's Group Me. And
It's what?
Group Me,
Group me.
yes, and it is an app. And the coach will send out, who's available to play this weekend. And we all respond in that message. Peyton can, Ava can, whoever. And Chad refuses to respond in that message. So I'll have to call the coach and say, she's with her daddy this weekend. You're gonna have to ask him, because I have no control.
Okay. Is he actually on these apps?
He is, and for a long time, he had it muted. And I have screenshots of that too, where he was in it and he just had it muted. So I don't know whether it would just not alert him then there were times that I would send him a message and say, the coach is wanting to know, will you please respond? And for a long time, he would not answer. Since he has filed this case, he has been a lot more active in her sports stuff, but it's only been since this case has been filed.
Okay. And there was something, a notification for was it a baseball banquet, a softball banquet?
Basketball.
Basketball. Okay. And how did you get notified of that?
All of that comes through Remind.
And did you go to the banquet?
I did.
And how did you find out about the banquet to go to it?
From the Remind message that goes to all the parents.
You didn't get a secret telegram or anything?
No, because I was actually the only parent that worked at the school. So there's plenty of other parents that don't work at the school, and they got the same message I got.
But you got it on Remind?
Yes, sir.
Is your husband a member of Remind?
He says he is.
Ex-husband, okay. And the baptism when your daughter got married, baptized, sorry.
Skipping ahead.
Please don't skip that far.
No, but I know. But did you tell your ex-husband or father about that you was getting baptized?
I did, and actually I even encouraged Peyton to tell him when the night she got saved and to invite her father.
And you did tell him?
I told him, and I encouraged her to.
Did he ever make any comment to you or ask you anything about it after you told him?
No.
We get to hear from Dad, don't worry.
Your daughter, of course, has come out, has diabetes, is that right?
Yes, sir.
And when she goes to her father's house, who packs her bag and gets her things and all that?
For now, she does. For a long time, I did, but now she knows what she needs, and she'll bring me a bottle of insulin and say, "Is this enough?" So she double checks to make sure, and so she packs
What all equipment does she have?
She has tubing for her pump that goes into her side.
What now?
Tubing.
Okay.
And it connects to her pump.
Right.
Tubing.
And then she has a Dexcom that reads her blood sugar and talks to the pump.
Okay.
And then she has just the insulin itself.
Okay. And she takes care of all that when she goes?
She does. She can take care of all of that.
How long has she been doing that for herself?
About 3 years now.
Okay. And has there ever been a problem with it?
Well, he often will say, "You didn't send this," but I double check behind her. Peyton says, "I did take it." And there's been times that she's come home and told me that there's plenty of supplies at her daddy's house, that he's got a closet full of supplies. And every time I'm like, just make sure you take enough you've got. He's taken her on week vacations and not asked for not a cent because he picked her up from school early. He didn't ask for any medication because he had enough at a stockpile at his house and he didn't need anything from me. So there's extras there.
And you heard him say that he found out she had a sinus infection, but he knew nothing about it. Is that right?
I sent him a screenshot of where I paid the copay while we were sitting in the doctor's office because he's supposed to pay half of all of her medical expenses and he won't because he says I don't send it to him properly.
Okay.
So there is a screenshot of the copay that I paid for her to go for that sinus infection while we were in the office, and it has her name on the receipt. And he sent back K.
Did you call and ask you about it?
He did not. And he's never paid any of the medical, and I don't fuss with it. I do keep him informed. I keep documenting, but I've never pushed that issue or thought the need to bring him back to court because to me, this is a bigger waste than trying to fuss with him over copays.
I got an objection to it, John. There's no counterclaim. We're not aware of her claiming he's in contempt for not paying anything.
Your Honor.
If it's just,
I'm just showing that
Hold on. Let Mr. Williams finish his
if it's
objection.
put in just for the purpose of showing that the notice was given, then I think it's relevant for that. Other than that, I don't think it should be.
Yeah,
considered.
I'm not going to consider it for responding to his objection.
Oh, no, Your Honor, we are simply showing he testified under oath that he knew nothing about it until she told him she was on antibiotics, but it's there to show that she notified him literally while they were at the doctor's office.
Yeah, there is no counterclaim for contempt. We're not here on that, but for the purposes of her controverting his allegations that she didn't notify him, I'll accept it for that purpose. It's admitted.
The child's school sports activities and the
Okay, everybody's on team mom. That's because mom's taking the stand. I am positive once dad gets to get up and tell his side of this story, it'll all be better, right? I mean, once dad gets up and explains how mom is doing all this to him, things will get better. I'm sure of it.
travel ball and their schoolwork and all that. They're on these various apps you've told us about.
Yes, sir.
Is there any way you get it other than off those apps?
No, sir.
And that's what you rely on. And he has the same apps.
Yes, sir.
So it's not a matter of you not telling him about all these activities.
Right. If he were to ask, I would share, but he hasn't inquired about anything either.
Okay.
Other than, so I was under the assumption he was getting the same information I was getting.
And when you took the child for the medical appointment for her sinuses,
He's going back.
she was sick, so you just took her and then
It was,
notified him while you were there.
right. It was just urgent care. She kept saying she didn't feel good. So, and if you look at the receipt, I didn't feel good either. So we actually both went to the doctor at the same time.
It wasn't a long-term appointment.
No, it was, yeah.
Walk in.
Yes, sir. We both just didn't feel good that day.
Okay, that's all I have, Your Honor.
All right, any cross-examination?
You on
With-
that
with-
exhibit? Pretended, let me look at it.
There you go, sir.
No, I think it's a rubber band. I think he's playing with a rubber band. He's stretching it. He's stretching that rubber band.
This is her. This is her. And this is me.
Okay.
She didn't put anything about what doctor. She's being seen for.
This is her. Ma'am, what is this again?
It's a receipt where I paid the copay at the urgent care.
Excuse me, I don't mean to stop you, but I don't understand what you said.
It's a receipt where I paid the copay at urgent care for Peyton's appointment.
Does it tell who the doctor is?
At the top, it says Southeastern Surgical Sleep Apnea Treatment Center, Med Plus, immediate care.
That's in this little block here.
Yes, sir.
We gotta rely on you to tell us what it says. I can't read a word of that. That's the purpose of that document is you're showing that he did know about that doctor.
He did.
Okay. That's all I'm gonna ask her.
That's all I'm gonna ask her right now. That's it. I'm not gonna ask her no more right now.
That's all I'd ask her.
Any follow-up?
Nothing further.
All right, you can step down, ma'am.
That's all we have, Your Honor.
Can't understand what you're saying. Brief rebuttal, Your Honor, if you like, if we could.
Sure.
Yeah, take a stand. Whatever you want, I'm just gonna ask you. We'll limit what we ask to what she testified about.
Okay.
Don't you worry none, you guys. Dad's gonna clear everything up. Dad's gonna get on the stand. And he's gonna testify. He's gonna clear everything up. However, there's an issue in the courtroom. The bailiff appears to be plumb asleep. What if Dad jumps over and tries to get the judge right now? There ain't nobody there gonna protect him. All right, Dad, go testify.
With regard to defendant's exhibit 1, do you recognize that at all?
Yes, sir.
Familiar with the document?
No, I don't know who the doctors are.
You don't know? You recognize the document, you know what it is?
Yes, sir, it's a receipt.
Okay, she put it in to show that you had knowledge of going to that doctor. What's your response to that?
I see a receipt. I don't see what doctor she went to, what she went for. I didn't know any.
She says it's in that little box.
That doesn't say a specific doctor or what we went to see, what we went for. That just gives an office.
You don't know who that doctor was, or you never give a notice of, is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
The basketball sheet, I didn't understand exactly what she said, but I think her testimony was something like that as far as the basketball was concerned, that there was a sheet sent out.
Yes, sir.
Are you familiar with what she's talking about?
Yes, sir.
All right. What's your response to that?
So,
Was the sheet sent to you?
no, sir.
Did you have any knowledge of it when it was sent?
Looking back in the remind, it said there was a sheet, a banquet sheet that was sent home, and I didn't get a copy of it.
Did not?
No, sir.
Okay. So you continue to maintain that there are things that are going on in the way of activities extracurricular for the child that you're not being given notice of?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's That's all I asked.
Excuse me, I thought you knew nothing about the banquet.
Yes, sir.
That is what you said.
Yes, sir.
And now you're telling us you did know about the banquet.
I'm telling you that I looked back through the remind and it was there, but it said there was a sheet, so it was sent home, but I never got the sheet.
And so naturally you contacted them and asked them to tell you all about it.
I was always,
Your Honor, if I could request a yes or no
oh,
from
no,
him
sir,
before.
no, sir.
Okay, you
Sorry.
did not contact.
I was waiting on the sheet to come home because part of the papers, it says that she's supposed to send those to me.
Well, did you ask your daughter?
I did ask Peyton about that one,
Lies.
and she said it was at home with her mama.
It was what?
At home, she said it was at home.
Lies.
Okay, and did you ask her when the banquet was then?
Peyton, and she said she didn't know.
I see.
Lies.
But earlier, you told us earlier today on direct examination that you didn't know anything about the banquet. Correct?
Correct.
And now you're saying that wasn't true. You did know.
I didn't know when. Yes or no? Yeah, no, no.
This defendant's exhibit 1 where she sent it to you. And she sent it to you and you gave a 1-letter response. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
What was that?
Okay.
And so naturally, there are going to be paragraphs here where you were asking all about why she was at the doctor, right?
No, sir.
You didn't ask a single thing. You just said K. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. That's all I have, Your Honor.
In that regard, what's that letter, that exhibit right there got to do with the banquet? Didn't he question you about whether or not you originally said you didn't know about a banquet?
Yes, sir.
May I respond, Your Honor?
Yes.
He brought up both these things on his re-examination of him. I asked about one and then I got the evidence and asked about the other that he just brought up. It's not anything to do with the banquet. It's about the other.
Yeah, he was asking questions about the medical receipt,
Right.
not the banquet.
You brought both of them up on your redirect. And I simply asked that question
Did I
about it.
misunderstand? Did you ask him about testifying about not knowing about a banquet?
Yes. And
Okay.
you had asked about that. And then after I asked that, then I brought up the other issue you brought on redirect, which was about this medical thing, which he responded to being informed of it with the letter K.
Kind of got me lost, but let me try to straighten it out for my own benefit. That exhibit they put in was put in to show that you knew about that doctor that you contended you didn't know about.
Right.
What's your response to that? Explain why you didn't know about that doctor.
To me, that's a receipt.
A little bit loud.
I'm sorry. To me, that's just a receipt.
Is it your testimony you didn't know about that doctor?
No, I didn't know.
Receipt was sent to you?
Right.
Right. So you stand on that?
Yes,
You
sir.
said it. Now, as far as is there a mention of a banquet? Did we contend that there was a banquet that you didn't know about?
The basketball banquet.
The basketball banquet. Are you saying now that you didn't, we're not told about it?
She didn't tell me
You
about it.
learned it from somebody else.
I learned it through the remind, but then the the,
You learned about it before it occurred.
Your
from some
Honor.
other source.
Now,
Yeah.
he is
What's your
just,
objection?
it is hearsay, Your Honor. He is now, he's leading the witness. He's not leading him. He's testifying. Now you say this and this and this and this and this.
Yeah.
This is the third redirect, and it has been asked and answered and answered and answered.
Well, now that you've made your objection, I'll sustain it. We've covered this ad nauseum at this point. I've got the picture about what happened.
I somehow feel like I'd like to understand what they're talking about, and I'm kind of lost on it, but I sort of.
We are all going to be in front of this judge next week because you guys didn't tell me I had to plug my computer in. You didn't tell me that I had to plug my computer in, even though I've been doing it for a while.
Agree with him. It's kind of a wasted thing in my mind. I don't know that it is that critical to what we're contending anyway.
Yes, sir. All right. You can step down, sir. You gentlemen want to be heard on argument?
I would suggest that you've probably heard too much from us already, Your Honor.
Well, see if Mr. Williams feels the same way. Mr. Williams, do you want to argue?
Just want to close.
All right. Well, Mr. Lewis was going to waive closing altogether, but if you want to close, I'll allow you to do it, and then I'll give Mr. Lewis, of course, his opportunity, depending on who's. I guess it's your motion, sir. So I'll let Mr. Lewis start, and then you can
I'm
close.
sorry, but I didn't hardly understand a word you said. In answer to what I thought you asked me, I've waived up.
Okay.
Unless you want us to go without it.
Well, what Mr. Lewis was saying is that he'll waive his closing argument altogether. Is that correct, Mr. Lewis?
If you will, he's heard
Yeah,
enough.
I mean, I've heard the evidence. I've got the picture here. I know y'all don't have to argue anything to me. I've got it. Unless y'all just want to.
That's fine with me.
All right. The evidence is closed. Our attorneys have waived closing arguments. I'm going to go back and review my notes and take this under advisement. I'll issue an order.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
You ready for us to now, you are?
No,
Okay.
we're done. We're done. We're done.
We're done?
Yes, sir. All right. One thing I am going to say, y'all, now that we're off the record. All right. Y'all try harder. All right. Because you're putting this little girl in the middle. All right. Y'all try harder. All
I
right.
understand. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Donald said it's the mouthwash. It's the mouthwash's fault. It's the mouthwash. Okay. For those of you who missed it, if my computer will let me pull this up without crashing. We don't have an answer. Oh, we can't see. We don't have an answer. So the judge did not give his reply yet. The last thing we see is a motion for continuance. And I can view that if I want to pay $3.50, but I don't. So I'm not going to. And, oh, that's the wrong one. There's this other court we're about to go into. I'm closing this. And again, we don't know the answer. Oh yeah, and that court I can subscribe for updates on that case for $350. $350. But okay, so just remember the one we're about to go into, there's no answer yet, but I'll keep looking. I'll keep looking. I agree. I'm going to close this too. Because it seems like all of a sudden this crappy laptop is struggling a little bit. Okay, so now we're going to go to Connecticut. We don't see Connecticut very often. And just so you know, guys, they are on YouTube, but they're only on YouTube for just the court hearing. That's it. And then they end it. There's no rewind or anything like that. But you can see these Connecticut courts on YouTube if you go to them. I have to find it. It's right in front of me somewhere. That's not it. I want my computer back. Now, these people they were in a relationship. I don't know if they were married or not. They were in a relationship and they broke up and then they have a dog.
Swear and or sincerely affirm, in which the case may be, that the information or evidence that you shall provide to this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God, or upon penalty of perjury.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, starting with the plaintiff, if you can please state your first name, spelling your last, and your complete address, please.
Renee Roberts, Roberts, 2E Gorman Street, Moosop, Connecticut.
Thank you. And defendant?
Jeremiah Duham, 2I Gorman Street.
Thank you.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. One thing I want to do just to make sure everyone can be understood and the court monitor can hear everything is when you're not speaking, if you don't mind muting your phone or your video so that we can ensure that I can hear everything that's being said today as well. I do want to go through some preliminary actions today, just to make sure we're all on the same page and we know what we're discussing today. The plaintiff has filed a request for exhibits to be entered. The first request was filed on October 30th, 2023, and then there was another request for additional exhibits that were filed on May 28th, 2024. Is there any objection by the defendant for those being entered in as full exhibits?
Not at all.
Okay. So the exhibits entered by the plaintiff, just to keep these simple, on October 30th, 2023, will be identified as Plaintiff's Exhibit A, and the exhibits, the documents, entered by the plaintiff on May 28th, 2024 will be Plaintiff's Exhibit B. The defendant offered exhibits on May 2nd, 2024. Does the plaintiff have any objection to those?
No.
Okay, thank you. So the exhibits entered or offered by the defendant on May 2nd, 2024 will be known as Defendant's Exhibit 1. Today, we're going to be moving forward in this manner. So the plaintiff, it's her case. She will put on her case. She will be able to offer any witnesses that she has or testify herself. The defendant will have an opportunity to cross-examine her if he so chooses with any questions. I may have questions to follow up on, and then the plaintiff would rest her case. And then the defendant would be able to put his case on if he so chooses, at which time, again, he could offer evidence beyond the exhibits that have already been offered. I've looked at all the exhibits from both parties already. The defendant can provide testimony. The plaintiff will be able to cross-examine the defendant. And again, I will have the ability to ask questions if I deem it appropriate. We need this to move forward smoothly. So we can't be talking over one another. If there's an objection raised at some point, We'll address that at the time. We're going to do this morning. I have the authority to take up to 120 days to issue a decision. I know when we met for the pretrial, there was discussion of the defendant potentially moving, so I will make every effort to get a decision out to you. It won't be this week. I don't believe it could be, but within the next week to 10 days, I'll do my best to get you a decision so that you both know what we're dealing with and can move on accordingly. Before we move forward, does anyone have any questions for me?
No, sir.
No.
Okay. Ms. Roberts, again, I've read your complaint. I have gone through your exhibits, including what you submitted yesterday. Those have been entered in as full exhibits, so when I write a decision, I'll have the ability to look at those. It's your case, so if you want to, again, testify or talk with respect to this property claim over the pet, the Border Collie mix. At the time of the complaint, the dog's name was Bear. I know you said you believe the dog has a different name now, but this would be the time where you would open your case. Okay, so you can proceed.
I brought the dog into the relationship about 1.5 years ago, and he went behind my back.
Hold on 1 second, sir. Can you mute your phone?
Yes, sir. Hold on 1 moment, please.
Thank you.
Sorry about that.
No problem. Go ahead, ma'am.
And he went behind my back about 3 or 4 months later after I brought her in and took her to the vet and had her double vaccinated and supposedly x-rays, but I've never seen any of the vet bills. And I don't know, one night he just decided that he wasn't going to give her back and threw me out of his house.
Okay. So you initially adopted the dog, correct?
Yes.
And who did you adopt the dog from?
Miss Dyer.
And was there any type of official transfer where there was a fee that you paid, or did she just give you the dog?
She gave me the dog.
And where did she get the dog from, if you know?
I think her mother.
And when you got the dog's name was Bear at the time, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And I believe one of your exhibits shows that Bear was received the rabies vaccination when you had her.
Yeah, like 2 days before I got her. Yes, Miss Dyer took her to the vet.
And Bear was approximately 2 years old when you got her.
Yeah.
And at that time, you were living at the address that you're currently living at?
Yes.
Did anyone live with you at that time?
My daughter.
What's her name?
Cassidy Trudeau.
How old's Cassidy?
She'll be 18 in August. So 17.
Okay. So she was about 15 or 16 when you got the dog?
Yeah.
Okay. How long or let me start here. Did you have, this is before you began your dating relationship with the defendant. How long did you have Bear before that relationship began?
Oh, I was with him before I got Bear.
Okay, so you were dating when you got Bear?
Yes, I had a previous dog when I first met him, which we both did.
When did you start dating the defendant?
6.5 years ago.
Okay. And did you both live in the same complex, correct? At least currently?
Yes, currently, yes.
And so you were dating approximately 6.5 years, and then you adopted Bear. This was in 2022.
You will find out who she's looking
Yes.
at. Yes. You will.
So you started dating, and again, I know I may be months off, but approximately 2016?
Yes.
Okay. And how often did you stay at each other's homes?
Never. Well, I
Never?
stayed at his house, at his not where he is now, but his previous house. I would spend the weekend with him.
Okay. And you said you had animals already. Did you share any type of responsibility for the animals you already had with the defendant before Bear?
No. Nope.
And when you went to his home, did the dog, did you bring your animals with you?
Most of the time, yes. If not, my son and daughter were home.
Fozzie? Fozzie? No. Fozzie, no. Somebody stop Fozzie, or we're gonna have a horsefish and a dogfish in a blue dress for 14 days. And I'm gonna mute first so I don't echo.
With them back then.
Okay. So when you adopted Bear in 2022, you were still in a relationship with the defendant, correct?
Yes. Yes.
And at that time, were you both living in the same complex?
Yes.
And how often would you stay at his home in 2022?
We didn't. We stayed in our separate houses.
Okay.
But I'd go over there every day and spend at least 8 hours a day with him.
So you never stayed over?
No.
And was that true as well when you had Bear?
Yes.
Do you work from home or are you working currently?
No, I'm working on getting disability.
And was
Fine.
that true? Okay. Was that true in 2022?
Yes.
And is it Social Security disability?
Yes.
And when did you first apply for that?
Yeah, we've been trying for years.
Okay.
I want to
So
say
you've been-
probably close to 5 years.
And you've applied and that was denied, and I'm assuming you appealed?
Yes.
When was the last time that you worked?
I see a wrench. Who did it? Please say it was Donald. Because if it was Fozzie, it can't be Fozzie because there's no TX after it. Guys, who did it? Who changed their name to Dogfish? Which one of y'all? We got to know if it's Fozzie. Somebody tell me who it was. All right, I know Carolyn and Kelly are fine. If you're a mod, say something. Say anything. I need to know who changed their name to Dogfish. Oh, sugar, it was Fozzie. Fozzie, what? Guys. Fozzie changed his name to Dogfish. He's going to be stuck for 2 weeks now. Listen, you cannot blame this one on me. No way, no how. I said, don't do it.
My daughter was little, so 17 years ago.
And what do you do for income right now?
I'm on state.
When you would spend approximately 8 hours per day at the defendant's home, how many days per week?
every day.
And would you bring Bear with you?
Yes.
Was Bear licensed when you adopted her?
To Mrs. Dyer, I think, yes.
Okay. When you adopted Bear in 2022, did she provide you any paperwork showing she was licensed?
I had the rabies certificate.
Okay. Anything from the town you were living in?
No.
Before the defendant took the
You
dog.
went behind my back and did that too.
Okay, well, I'm just trying to get that information. So in 2022, you think Ms. Dyer may have licensed the dog, but you're not sure, correct?
Did you license it?
So
She's
you
been to
can't,
the vet a
ma'am.
couple times.
So is Ms. Dyer in the room with you?
Yes.
Okay, so just so I'm clear, she's not a witness. So I'm asking you questions. You can't ask her for help on this. This is just, if you don't know the answer, you should feel comfortable saying, I don't know the answer to that, okay? If we need to call Ms. Dyer as a witness, we can do that. Okay, so you're unsure in 2022. After you took custody of Bear from Ms. Dyer, did you ever license the dog with your town?
No.
Okay. Did you ever take the dog to a veterinarian?
No, because she didn't need anything.
So
She
no
had a
annual,
3 years rabies.
no annual checkup or anything like that?
No, because she had just had it before I got her.
So this was June of 2022, you got Bear. And when when are you alleging the defendant took her from you?
October of last year.
2023?
Yes.
Okay. So from June of 2022 to October of 2023, you don't believe, or you did not personally take her to the vet?
No.
Who is responsible for feeding Bear during that time period?
Me. All of us. We all fed her.
And when you say all of us, what do you mean?
She would eat what we ate. She would eat what we ate. Just like his dog.
All right, guys, we got exciting news. Hi, legal. We got exciting news from Judge Fleischer. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. He's got a new channel on YouTube for his stuff. Right there. It's coming. There. Subscribe. Subscribe. Everybody stop what you're doing. Justice with Judge Fleischer. Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe right now. Don't worry, the video's fine. It's just the same thing. Dog, 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 dog. He got him vaccinated without my permission. Dog, dog, dog. What's the right answer? Dog, dog, dog. So you have time. You have all the time in the world to go and subscribe right now. Subscribe. Hey, Crystal subscribed. There's only like 40 some people subscribed right now. That's not good. Come on. Show this judge love. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for everybody to subscribe. All right. Look at you guys go. I know. It's so awesome. It's so awesome. I mean, sure, it was Victoria. She's doing all the work. But, you know, we're going to give Judge credit. Yes. Okay. Back to our regularly scheduled dog program. I'm going to mute first.
Dog. It was the same thing.
Okay, so the dog would eat human food?
Well, and like dry dog food and stuff.
And who would purchase that food?
Both of us, me and him, and his sister would sometimes, and the neighbor would sometimes.
And what's his, the defendant's sister, you mean?
Yes,
Okay, and what's her name?
Cheyenne Duhane.
Do you have an approximate breakdown of, and I don't need exact numbers, but to the best of your knowledge, was it a 50-50 split between costs? Did one of you have more responsibility than the other?
It wasn't more a responsibility. It was just whoever was at the store at the time. If they needed food, we bought it.
Did Bear ever stay at the defendant's, or did she always stay at your house?
He would stay on the nights that I had like doctor's appointments the next day because he would watch her so she wouldn't be home alone.
How often stay overnight with the defendant in that June of 2022 to October of 23 period?
Oh, I want to say more than 20
Get rid of the stinky
because I
feet.
was going through a lot back then.
And if there were any, were there any grooming expenses for the dog?
No, we did it ourselves. We were supposed to bring her to the groomer, but
Who was responsible for doing the grooming of the dog?
I was going to take her to my niece.
But
She's
that
a
didn't
groomer.
happen. So you said you did it yourself. So who was responsible for taking care of the dog's grooming?
Me.
And during this period, you didn't have any like pet insurance or anything like that that you were paying for, did you?
No.
And you believe now you financially are able to take care of Bear if you were given the dog?
Sprinkle.
Yes.
When was the last time you saw Bear?
January?
Of 2024?
Yes.
And what happened then? In terms of, did you interact with the dog at all?
Yes, I did pet her and say hi to her.
And how did she appear when you saw her?
Happy to see me. Extremely happy to see me.
I'm just going to say it again. I got a divorce and the stinky boot smell was gone.
How did the dog look physically?
It looked good.
I know you've said that you believe, that the defendant wrongly took Bear. Did you ever file any type of criminal charge or call the police over that?
Yes, and they told me they couldn't do anything and they couldn't file anything.
So who did you call? Just so I'm keeping it.
Please.
I'm sorry,
The police department.
Plainfield?
Yes.
Did you file any police report, or they said they wouldn't do that?
They said they wouldn't do it.
Other than that time in January of 2024, have you had any other interactions with Bear from October of 2023 to the present time?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. Do you have additional information? I know I kind of cut you off and I've been asking questions. Do you have additional statements or things you'd like me to know about on the record before I have the defendant ask some questions if he wants to?
Yeah, all the vet and everything, I didn't know about it. He did it on the days that when he was babysitting her. And I still yet to see a vet bill.
And why did he tell you that she needed to go to the vet?
He didn't tell me he needed. He told me like weeks after that he took her.
And when did he tell you this?
Like weeks after that he already took her.
I know, but you're saying weeks after. I need to know I need to know the period we're talking about. Was this after he had already taken the dog away, or was this while you were still dating?
No, it was before.
Okay.
It was
Do
before.
Do you know approximately when that was?
I don't remember.
And did he
I
tell
don't
you?
remember. It was
Okay.
before.
Go ahead.
It was before October. I know that. It was a few months before October.
Did he tell you why he was taking Bear to the vet?
No.
Did he ask for you to pay for anything relating to that care?
No.
Have you ever had any type of exchanges with the defendant where you asked him for money as part of taking care of Bear, or he asked you for money as part of taking care of Bear?
No. Because if she needed anything, I would have took her.
So he took the dog without you knowing. Do you know the vet that he took the dog to?
I'm pretty sure he either took her to Plainfield or Companions in Putnam.
If one of the documents the the defendant entered into the record was VCA Plainfield Animal Hospital. Is that your understanding of where Bear was being taken?
Yeah, I guess.
And it looks like Bear's birthday was in June of 2020. So Bear's about to turn 4 years old?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have additional comments you want to make?
No.
Mr. Duhame, do you have any questions for Ms. Roberts?
No, I believe I can make a statement after this.
Well, you'll have an opportunity. Hold on. You'll have an opportunity to speak and to put your case on. Now I'm asking if you have any cross-examination questions for Ms. Roberts based on what she just said.
I mean, she said some things that were conflicting because she told me a different story and a lot of her timeline and her information is incorrect. But I don't have any questions about it.
You don't have, okay, so you're satisfied being able to talk about that when you put your case on, or do you have questions for her?
No, I'll talk about it when it's my turn.
Okay. Thank you. Ms. Roberts, do you have additional testimony from any other witnesses?
Yeah, I got Mrs. Dyer here if you need to ask her any questions.
I don't have any questions for her, but if you're offering her as a witness, you can do that, and then you would be the one that asks questions to her.
Yeah, I think we've got everything good.
Okay. Okay, so you've offered your evidence in the exhibits online. Thank you for doing that ahead of time. And you've offered your testimony, and I've gotten to ask you some questions, and you are not offering any other witnesses, correct?
No, but she did state to me when I picked Nala up that I was to return her if anything went wrong.
Mr. Duhame, do you mind just muting quickly? I didn't hear what the plaintiff just said. Can you repeat that, ma'am?
When I picked up Bear, Miss Dyer did state to me and my daughter that she would like the dog back if anything ever happened to where I couldn't take care of her.
Rude, Kelly.
Okay.
Rude.
And when did she tell you that?
The day that I picked her up, during the conversation of us talking about me taking her.
Back in 2022.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure I put it in as evidence too.
Okay.
The paper that I got when I got her.
Let me just make sure I have that. I think that may have been what you put in yesterday. So hold on one moment. Let me make sure I have that.
No, it should have been the first one.
The first one, there's a document where she talks about where she gave you ownership of the dog, Bear, and that Bear has her first rabies vaccine and is 2 years old. Any questions, please call me. That was the extent of the note that she left. I don't have a document where she said, I want the dog back, but
I must have forgot to submit it.
okay, well, you've offered that testimony in, so, and it hasn't been objected to. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to ask you to mute, and I'm going to do the same thing with the defendant. He's going to have an opportunity to speak. I'm going to ask him some questions, and then you have the ability, if you choose, to ask him cross-examination questions, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Mr. Duhame, you may begin.
All right. So her timeline is incorrect. When the dog originally showed up, the dog was not well. The dog was vaccinated. She said that she was vaccinated. I didn't get her double vaccinated. But the story that I was given, now I don't know if it is true or not, and if it's not true, maybe her and Miss Dyer have other problems. The story I was told was that the dog was left chained up outside. They used her to breed 2 sets of puppies, and they tried to pass the puppies off as a different breed of dog. And when they found out that they couldn't get the money they wanted for them, they didn't want the dog anymore. That's what I was told. I don't know how true that is.
Okay. When you say the dog was not well, what do you mean?
She had worms.
How do you know that?
When I talked to the vet, I had to get her treated. I mean, I treated her before I brought her to the vet because it was obvious that she had worms whenever I took her out to go to the bathroom. I've seen it before.
You mean the feces?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and what was wrong with the feces?
It had worm segments in it.
And you said you treated it. What did you do to treat the dog?
I bought a easy worm treatment from Agway Center.
Okay. Okay.
And then the dog was staying with Miss Roberts at that point, and she had made a statement that she didn't have dog food and that she wasn't feeding her dog food. She was giving her human food. I was also doing. I was feeding her steaks and stuff like that. So I started buying dog food. I would say that 95% of the dog food purchased by me or my sister when I sent her to the store.
When did you start buying dog food?
It was far prior to what she says. I mean, like she stated that the dog was here a couple of times for me to babysit or something like that. But the dog was here. I mean, we bought her 2 sets of Halloween costumes. She was a bat one year and she was a cow the next year. And the dog was here every single day, and she would stay overnight almost every single day. I would say that the ratio would be more like she was with Miss Roberts maybe 20 times rather than the other way around. She spent the majority of her time with me.
When did you start bringing the dog to the vet?
The dog, she was losing her hair on her back end above her tail, and it was getting worse and worse. She was going bald on the back end, and I told Miss Roberts that I was taking her to the vet because I was bringing my dog. I had another dog at the time. I was bringing my dog to the vet the same day. I told her I was going to bring her there, and once I brought her, the Miss Roberts, because she had fleas in her house. And the vet, I spoke with the vet, and the vet said that it was most likely a chemical burn from rolling on the carpet because she rolled on her back on the floor. And she had been rolling on the carpet, and that's what caused the fur loss. They gave me antibiotics and like a dog steroid, I guess it was.
When did this all happen?
This was prior to October. This must have been whatever the Plainfield vet is, that's the first time that I brought her, and that was for a checkup and for, to double check on the vaccination.
Hey, Rebecca, are you okay? Can you type to us, Rebecca? We want to know if you are okay.
I brought her back to Companion Veterinary Health Center in Dayville, probably about a week after that initial visit. I didn't turn that sheet in because I don't know where that one is at the moment.
So the initial visit was September 12th, 2023, according to the exhibit you offered?
Yes.
Okay. And you're saying you went back to the vet a week later?
Yes, sir. I mean, she's been going to the vet steady. She had her annual checkup. Date on this. She's 55.6 pounds. Comprehensive physical, 5/16/2024. I mean, she's been going to the vet since then. All of her fur has grown back. She's no longer on medication.
Who's paying for all of the treatment and the vet visits?
I am, sir.
And I did ask the plaintiff about her financial situation. Are you working currently?
Yes, I'm splitting wood on weekends and I'm doing some odd jobs during the week. I've accepted a job offer that I got up in New York, so I'm going to be taking that. But right now I'm just splitting wood and doing some random chores to earn some extra dollars.
Do you have any other source of income other, I mean, and I'm not diminishing what you're doing. I think it's work, but essentially it sounds like handyman type work?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And how much money per week are you making doing that?
It depends on how much I work each week.
If you can approximate, I'm trying to get a sense of, you know, people's abilities to take care of animals. How much money per week are you making?
Judge, he works. That's all that matters.
Anywhere between $400 and $600.
And in the new job, you can give me approximates. What are you going to be doing?
That would be more. That would be over $7.
And what are you doing?
I'm going to be doing some construction work. I'm going to be rebuilding something. I'm not sure what it even is yet.
Is that a full-time thing or seasonal or just for a specific project?
I'm told it's going to be full-time.
Is there a company that you're doing the work for?
No, it's a friend of mine. He owns a trailer park in Newfield, New York.
And what's his name?
Michael.
Do you know the name of the trailer park?
It used to be Jim Ray's Mobile Homes. I think he changed the name to something else, though.
And
it
where
might be
in New
like
York is
Sunrise or Newfield.
Have you secured a residence in Newfield or in that area?
No, he said he's going to rent us hotel rooms the first month so that we're up there.
I mean, if you moved, do you have the ability to take a dog into a hotel?
Absolutely.
Okay, go ahead. You were just talking about the vet. What else would you like to add?
She's been here. It was 2 Halloweens, 2 Christmases. I mean, she's been here for a while. I count how many toys. She's been to the vet at least 15 times or so by now.
15 times?
Signing her up. Yeah, she's been quick. I took her multiple times because I wanted to make sure that I was giving her the amount of medication at first. I mean, 15 is probably an exaggeration, but she's been multiple times since she's been here with me.
What about any type of grooming?
Yes. Pet charges, what is it? $57 and some change, I think, for a dog her size. They do it by weight. I mean, I clip her nails myself. I've been doing that since the very beginning. So her claim that she was taking care of the grooming of the dog is inaccurate. She didn't want to clip the dog's nails. The dog is afraid of having her nails clipped. I think somebody may have clipped them too short at one point or whatever. So I've been clipping her nails and whatnot, but I wanted to get her fur trimmed for summer. It's getting a little warm out. So I brought her to Petco to have a trim. And it was about $57, 57 and change.
Are you still, I know the plaintiff said that your sister would occasionally take part in buying food. Is your sister involved at all in having to take the costs, any of the costs related to taking care of the animal?
No, I mean, once in a while, she'll wear like a treat or like a toy or something like that when she's at the store. But I buy all food for her. She's on a diet of Blue Buffalo right now, and then she gets like it's like a log of cold chicken meat that they sell in the pet section. It's about $6 a roll. She gets that almost every night, and she has access to dry food all day long.
How's the dog doing right now?
Very well. She's actually gained probably about 15 pounds. All of her fur has grown back. I had the vet check out. She had this abnormal spot on her left eye, and the vet said that's very common with border collies, that it's not anything to worry about. You know, it wasn't no concern. They said her teeth is in excellent health. Her ears are clean. She has no fleas, no ticks. I put coconut oil on her feet every time she gets a bath. She gets a bath about once a month. She's very clean, very well taken care of.
Obviously, there's two different sides of the story that are going on here. The plaintiff has indicated that the dog was staying mostly at her home and that you took the dog from her. So it's your testimony that the dog was primarily at your residence?
Yes, sir. Sister will tell you the same thing. I can supply her as a witness if you need.
Well, today's the day to be supplying any witnesses. So
absolutely, I can get her anytime you like. She's next door.
It'd be your choice if you'd like to call her as a witness. I have some more questions for you, and then you can decide how you want to proceed.
All right.
So you were dating the plaintiff at the time she adopted the dog?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And when you adopted, or when she adopted the dog, was there any suggestion at the time that it was the two of you adopting the dog, or was it the plaintiff telling you she was getting this dog?
She just came home with a dog one day. There was no plan. She came back with a dog and said that she was a dog. Right, and then I was given the story that I told you that the dog wasn't being taken care of. They used her for puppies. I don't know if that's true or not, but Ms. Ross.
See what else I have. You believe you were responsible for 95% of the food costs, starting when?
Well before October, well before the vet visits. I mean, there's probably some sort of documentation with the Plainfield Police Department, because at one point she demanded that she was taking the dog and she did not feed the dog. So I brought dog food over to her house and I gave her the dog food, and I told her that the dog had not eaten dinner and that the dog needed to eat. And she called Plainfield Police Department and made a complaint that I was yelling at her or something like that. And Plainfield Police determined that it wasn't, there was nothing significant. There was no, they allowed me to give her the dog food and just told me to not bother with her and not talk to her.
Were any charges pressed against you?
No, sir.
Did the Plainfield Police Department ever contact you after the plaintiff alleged you had taken the dog?
No, and I believe that the reason they didn't contact me is I'm not sure that she contacted them, because the day that she claimed that she took the dog, that I took the dog rather, that's not what happened. She had made a statement that she wanted to take the dog, and the dog was, that was the point where the dog was taking the medication. She was getting better, and she wanted to take her back to her house. And I made a statement that I didn't want the dog to get better, just end up getting sick again, so we would have to talk about that later. And she got angry and started demanding the dog and yelling and being upset. And I told her, we shouldn't do this right now. We'll talk about this later. And she got very angry at me, and I asked her to leave. She went outside of my house, and then she tried to force her way back into my house. I have multiple witnesses to this. I have it on video. And when I did not allow her access to my house, she punched me in my face. I have the whole thing on video. I have probably about 5 witnesses to this. So I'm not sure that she spoke with the police department about it, because I didn't press any charges for her assaulting me or trying to force her way in the house. I'm not trying to do that to her, but that would be a reason why I didn't receive any contact from them after that.
So you didn't call the police after you say you were assaulted?
Not.
Okay.
I wasn't injured, and I'm not trying to cause her more problems, make her life more difficult. I just want to be done with the whole thing.
Okay. Do you have anything else you want me to know before I give Ms. Roberts the opportunity to ask you questions?
No, I think that's pretty much it.
Okay. I guess the one other follow-up I had, you said you were self-treating the dog, and then you brought the dog to the vet.
All right, guys, we have a new game to play. Guys, we have a new game to play. Play with me, please. All right. All right. So if you're not in chat, you don't know that because of the time slot that I stream in, Australia likes to watch. New Zealand likes to watch because it's perfect time for them. It's at night when they're trying to relax. However, we keep saying things in chat that people in Australia just might not be familiar with. So we got Carolyn. She Googles everything, every stream. She's like, okay, Googling it, Squidward, Googling it. All right, guys, here's the game. Yep, and Malaysia. Here's the game. We have to do this nonchalantly so Carolyn doesn't even realize what we're doing. But every stream, we got to throw in some words that are nothing, that mean nothing. And we all got to play along. Like we understand, like Fozzie will say, we need a boomeroo. You know, she looks like a boomeroo, which is nothing. It's not a word. Or it's a word, but I just made it up, but it probably is a word. Who cares? And we're going to have her Google boomeroo and try to figure out what we're saying. Yeah, that's what we're going to do to our poor Carolyn. We're just going to start throwing in random words in chat, but we all have to play along. Please don't nobody say, what's a boomeroo? That's not even a word. You can't mess this up, guys. You have one job. Play along. Every stream, we're going to have her Googling stuff she doesn't even know.
Did that ever give you specific diagnoses as to what was going on with the dog? Beyond I think you said there was a chemical burn, but beyond that.
Yes, she definitely had worms. She had not been given any heartworm medication. She was vaccinated. She did have chemical burn. That's why they gave me the steroids and the antibiotics to help clear that up. That's pretty much it.
Okay. Anything else?
No, I believe that's it.
Ms. Roberts, do you have any questions for the defendant?
Last case.
And again, if you
Yes.
do, they should be questions that there can be an answer to. I'm not looking to have two people that are in a clear disagreement get into it. There needs to be a question that can be asked.
I feel like maybe you don't understand the assignment, guys. Boobalicious, thingamabob, they are all real words. They are real words that you can like Google. I mean, not words that are not words that when she Googles, she's not going to find an answer for. Never mind. Just never mind. It was funny. See, linebacker, that's a word. It's a word. Squidward is a word. All right. Botan, I think it's maybe a word. I don't know. See, I was supposed to play along. I just messed up. Play along. Let's play along with hope. All right, we got 3 more minutes of this craziness. Let's power through it.
So you can go ahead.
Skeletor. Yes, I remember Skeletor.
I just want to know, if she got chemical burns at my house and I'm allergic to bleach, how did it happen at my house?
You told me that you had sprayed Raid on your carpet. It wasn't bleach.
It wasn't Raid, it was Pet Fresh for fleas.
Okay, hold on one second. Hold on, Ms. Roberts. We're not having a question. He gave his answer. I'll give the response, whatever. I have the opportunity to find whoever credible on this issue that I choose. Do you have another question?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Sir, you can call a witness. You don't have to, but this would be the time if you wanted to put someone on. They'd have to be sworn in.
Absolutely. Do I have to have him call in, or can I just hand the phone over?
Now, part of the issue here is it was agreed you could appear in this way, but I can't have witnesses who I can't see and we can't have sworn in. So I'm going to preclude her from coming in as a witness if she's not able to appear remotely on video.
Okay.
So do you have any other exhibits you want to offer?
No.
Okay. Okay, so this is what's going to happen. Does anyone have any questions before we wrap this up?
No, sir.
Okay. Ma'am, do you have any questions?
No.
Okay. So as I said, I'm going to do my best. It'll be a written decision that will go out to both parties. As a pet owner, and someone who has dogs, I understand what it's like. A pet can be like a family member. So I want to give this an immediate response, and I will do my best to have something to you both, if not in the next couple of days, by the end of next week.
Nice.
And then there won't be a joint order here. I mean, one party's going to be in Connecticut, one's going to be in New York. So we will go through the process of this. I can tell you case law on this, not just in Connecticut, but across the country, is pretty much non-existent. So I do the best to do what's in the best interest of all parties and the dog. And at the end of the day, this is also a property dispute, and Connecticut considers animals to be property. So we will need to go through that, and you will get a full written decision from me. Beyond that, we're all set today, and we're in recess.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Okay, we are the judge. Who gets the dog? I'm moving chat to the main screen. I'm just moving chat to the main screen. Hold on. I can do this. That way everybody can see what I see. Please behave, guys. Watch, I'm going to break everything by doing this. I'm going to close this real quick. I'm going to close this. Okay. Oh, man, that's very, very, very tiny. Very, very tiny. That's all right. We'll make it through. Okay. Now I'm back. Who gets the dog? The mother from the previous case. All right. Sherry says him. He gets the dog. Carolyn, I just so agree with that. Legal says flea lady loses the dog. Donald says him. No one's talking because Carolyn's answer is perfect. If the judge is a sucker for tears, she will get the dog, says Honey. I say we send the dog to Carolyn. That's what I say. I say Carolyn gets the dog. All right. Christy says he should, but she's the one who acquired the dog initially. It's her property. Diana says she'll go pick up the dog. I can't scroll up. All right, hold on. I can scroll up over here. I'm going to scroll up. None of these people talk to each other. We did see that. All right. I'm scrolling down. Save the dog. Fake tears. Him. He does. Man. The guy. Him. Justice for Pupper Dog. The dude we all hope. Him. Ex-boyfriend. Him. She looks like she really down in the gleesums. I hope the guy does. That's a good one, Kelly. I like that one. Him. Flea lady loses the dog. The mother from the previous case. I love it. Jerry V says him. Carolyn's not doing coconut toes. Well, I'm going to check her off my list then. All right, so it looks like the guy gets the dog, guys. All right. Now, Let's go back to the first case. Is she in contempt of court? Is the mom going to get nailed for a contempt of court? Hi, Tina. They both should get the contempt of court for being in court. Although mom didn't choose to be in court. So yeah, I'm on mom's side again. She was forced into court for this craziness because he had the girls and then she took the girls. And no one told him. No one told me I had girls. Judge. No one sent me a note. No one told me that I had children. Yep, I agree, Rebecca. I mean, I can imagine. I can't imagine. I'm going to say it. I no one's going to like this. I know it. I can hear the comments tomorrow, but she has to be super at the end of her rope and frustrated with this guy. She just has to be. And there's no way she's going out of her way at all for this guy. I'm telling you. I know this for a fact because I was her. I mean, she's not going to go out of her way to help him when he doesn't even raise a pinky to help. Not only does he not raise a pinky to help, he makes it worse. No, the kids aren't going to sports this week. It's my week, so they can't go to their sports. I would never be allowed to say that. I was never allowed to say to the kids, no, you can't go to your sports because of any reason, insert any reason. I had to take them. I just had to. The first lady should be made to take a DNA test to prove she's the mother. Destiny Gal, let the pupper choose. I don't think so. I think I'm thinking I'm going to take this one out of the puppy's hand, out of everybody's hands. Go with the dad. Dad gets that dog. I mean, he did so. She's complaining that he got the dog vaccinated. So what? She wants her dog to have heartworms and rabies and all this stuff. Uh-oh, Donald's Googling something. I don't know what it is because I can't talk and read the chat at the same time. You guys are very distracting. Very, very. I'm working hard here. I'm just saying, my little crappy laptop did not perform excellent this stream. And I was really thought during the middle of it that it was going to go down hard. It made it through. I need, I don't know, a couple hours before the computer shops open up. Get a new graphics card. Yeah, he took her to the vet without anybody's permission. How dare he? I bet the dad in the first case never took his kids to the doctor. I bet he never took the kids to the doctor once. Maybe he went to a visit with the mom once or twice. But I bet he has never called the doctor, explained the issue, made the visit, remembered the visit, got ready, took the kid to the vet. I mean, took the kid to the vet, took the kid to the doctor, went and got the medicine, came home with the child, gave the child the medicine as it was supposed to. And maybe I'm just being, what's the word? Not biased. No, not grumpy. Maybe I'm just being, oh God, what do you call those women? It's right on the top of my tongue. Someone give me that word. Bitter. That would be it. Like an IPA, bitter. Maybe I'm just a bitter old divorced woman. Maybe I am. However, I do live in this world and I see things. I see what's going on. She's an anti-pet vaxxer. Yep. That would explain a lot. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry. No more videos. So if you're just here to watch court videos, go away. It's time for chatters to chat. What do you mean YouTube kicked you off the stream, Chris? That's the worst thing I've ever heard YouTube ever do in my life. Okay, Donald, I want to play with you, but I can't pronounce that. Obstropurious. Exactly. Exactly. That's what I was just telling my best friend the other day, that the other girl was obstropurious. Oh, man. Rebecca, I would never make you leave. You could even say I'm a bad word and I would never not make you leave. Cloud, on the other hand, Cloud almost kicks me out of my own screen sometimes. Hold on, Fozzie. Oh, I wonder if I can show this. I'm going to try to show this. This is a bad idea. I have a bad idea, so let's go. Let's do it. Can you see? I don't know if this is going to show. Hold on. I just got to turn my video. I'm in my living room right now. I'm going to get closer. Hold on, hold on. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Is it showing? I'm right up against it. Now I can't see. Gosh darn it. All right. All right. Okay. I'm going to turn my background off, but I have some explaining to do. I'm building a cat wall behind me. So for my cat wall, I was what's the word? I was weaving a little cat ladder. So on my wall, I taped a couple pieces of cardboard with duct tape. Remember duct tape. You guys remember what duct tape is? This stuff right here. So that I could put my ropes in between the cardboard so I could weave it. And it's still right there beside me because the cats, of course, ripped my whole weaving. I got it 46% done and the cats just ripped it all out. Cardboard's still there, but I'm going to take my background off. I hope there's nothing embarrassing. This is a great idea. Let's see when my divorce was. There we go. There's my green screen. There's my living room. That's my divorce decree. Let's see. My divorce was September 1st, 2016. Says so right there. Right in my living room. Right smack dab in my living room. Here's the other one that I never use. Nope. There we go. I like the other one better. And now you saw my car a while too. That ladder was going to be really, really good. It was made from really good rope that the cats could climb really well, and they just ruined it. Yeah, I hung it on my wall. Oh, my divorce decree. I thought you were talking about the rope ladder because I would watch these court videos and I would weave the thing right beside me. Yeah, I hung that right in my living room to remind myself. Defenestration. Guys, can we just make words like 3 letters long? Can we do that? XJ, help. I'm sending out a help message because people I mean, is it really that weird to weave right here by your computer? I don't think that's weird. I don't know, Mika. I was okay for a minute and now everything went downhill. Okay, Kelly, then not only can I not pronounce that, but it's a real word. That's it. I give up. Yeah, okay, legal. Read it out loud in front of 2,000 people. I can't read words that have more than 3 sylla sections, says Carolyn. See, she understands. Hi, John. Okay. John said, I love the Fletcher videos. And the only reason why that's funny is because, remember, we had that judge. We had Judge Fleischer, and then we had Judge Fletcher. Was it Fletcher? Or was it Fletcher? Fletcher, never mind. We had that Judge Fletcher in the Colorado. He was great. Remember how great he was? We only had him for a minute. Guys, he's been on since then. And I have tried my hardest to get him. But he only does like a 3-minute. I mean, he's only on for like 3 minutes. He does a play, boop, off. He's given us no more gold. It's really frustrating. He's really good. No, I created a monster game that I can't win at. And now my whole chat is E2 Brutusing me. All of them. I read a lot of books, but they don't pronounce words in books. All these people are coming on right now, and it's way, way over. It's been over. Oh my God, my coffee's here. I ordered coffee this morning because I'm tired. It's my day off. I don't want to do anything. I don't even want to make coffee. My dinner that I just ate was last night's dinner. I haven't eaten since last night, and it was the easiest thing you could possibly make when you're hungry and you need food. Hot dogs and beans. And it was delicious. And you guys were all watching this dad say that no one told him about a banquet. I was sitting here chowing down on beans and franks. And now I'm drinking without putting the mute on. Oh, sorry, I got thirsty. Carolyn, that's just rude. I thought we were friends. No way, man. Those cats, they did not tear my green screen is up good. No duct tape involved. The only problem with this is my green screen right now blocks any kind of air from that little air conditioner. No, but we should make our own banquet. Let's pick a city first in the world. Let's make it a good city. Like, I don't know. Let's go to like Monaco or somewhere south of France. And let's all meet up and have a banquet and then just go home. Guys, I can't even get people to watch a video from their living room 2 hours after I'm normally supposed to scream. So we can't all meet in Barcelona or Sydney. No, we can't do Sydney, Carolyn. We all have to go somewhere. Like somewhere we are not already currently at. Fiji. I bet there's nobody in chat from Fiji. Oh, guys, let's all meet in Fiji. Can we? No. See, you guys have lost the plot. I want 3-letter words that mean nothing. Ink. Okay, ink means something. Never mind. 4-letter words. Well, I guess you are. I thought you were in Sydney. Hey, Vegas will work. All right, I'm scared to say that, Sarah. Are you sure that's not a swear word? That looks like a swear word. It really does. If I'm about to swear, guys, I'm sorry. But Sarah says, my heart is Punta Cana. Yep, I just swore. I know it. I'll do Vegas. I will do Vegas. Although I do want to do Fiji instead. Jamaica. Irie. Let's do stupid. Let's do Alaska. Let's go real cold. Listen, I'm not saying that again because I'm 100% sure that I swore, Fozzie. I'm 100% sure I swore. Oh, yeah, darkest. I don't care about YouTube. I care about offending someone who's listening. Hey, Chaw's here. Chaw, we love you. We do. You're a superstar. I don't tell you that enough. It's true. It sounds like I'm drunk right now, doesn't it? I love you, man. Fine. Iceland it is. Go to Iceland. Can we go to Amsterdam instead? Let's go to Amsterdam. Can we? I heard it's fun. I saw it on Trailer Park Boys. Just so you know, I love the Trailer Park Boys. If you haven't watched all of the Trailer Park Boys episodes, you are doing yourself dirty. Yes, Hope. I was thinking about that too. Okay, see, Fozzie agrees. We're going to Amsterdam. And we're going to follow legal because apparently he knows where to go. Guys, I don't think you understand, but Cha loves me. Trailer Park Boys is a must watch. I remember I watched the first episode and I'm like, why in the hell would anybody ever watch this show? This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And I don't know why, but then I watched the next episode, and the next episode, and the next episode. And it was great. It was great. When Amsterdam won't kick me out, Rebecca. Cha loves me. They'll say, come over. Yep, I binged the cartoon seasons too, Gen X, because Leahy died. So what they did for the cartoon was they just took all the episodes and found the words that he said that matched the cartoon, and they brought him in as a ghost to the cartoon. Oh my gosh. And I watched the Trailer Park Boys in Amsterdam and other places. I can't remember right now, but it was so good. They were so good. And then they had a podcast. I think it was a podcast. It was on their website. And they would just sit there and talk. And Bubbles is nothing like Bubbles in real life. And it was, and none of them are really. It was so good though. Carolyn, you're going to get sucked into this. You're going to get sucked into this world, Carolyn. You're just not going to understand. And it's so good. Hi, Chris. Oh, I have an idea, guys. Why don't we just go to Pennsylvania? Carolyn, I promise Trailer Park Boys is a real thing. We're not just yanking your chain here with this one. It's so good. It's so funny. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Ricky is so funny. He passed the 10th grade though. Fine, we'll go to Australia. I hear there's some very, very, very handsome men in Australia with those accents. Ooh. Ooh. Oh my God, legal. Legal, that's the best idea ever. we could meet at a Florida Waffle House. Oh, that's such a good idea. Oh my gosh. Yanking your chain is safe. It's fine. We could hang out with the Amish. They actually really do party a lot. I know. I live in Lancaster. No, I can't. Sarah, I'm scared. You got me very scared. Isn't puta a bad word? So putancana must be really bad. Giggling. We should go to a Cracker Barrel instead. Kelly's right. We are that old. We are not the Waffle House crowd anymore. We are the Cracker Barrel crowd. Oh my God, I asked for 2 lemons with this water. I want to speak to your manager. All right, hold on. I'm Googling something. Is punta a bad word in Spanish slang? Not offensive, not a cuss word. Oh, I see what the cuss word is. There's an extra letter in punta that makes it fine, guys. No, legal. You're old enough that you can't hate Cracker Barrel anymore. Now that's your jam. Pancakes on the rocks. Probably. Thanks. Y'all need to Chill out back there. Yeah, the food is awful, but but you're usually drunk when you go there, so it doesn't matter. Their food really is terrible. I don't know if I'm supposed to say this out loud, but Cracker Barrel is not very yummy. Don't do it, Hope. Don't do it. Because you go in there all excited for some southern cooking with biscuits and gravy and chicken. Oof. No. No. Everybody agrees with me. Good. YouTube's going to get me for saying something bad about a Cracker Barrel now. They probably own part of the shares. Oh, I love Cracker Barrel. Boy, free water with lemons, guys. Okay, I do like their gift shops, though. Oh, you know what was good about Cracker Barrel? I used to drive from Pennsylvania to Florida over and over, okay? And you could stop at a Cracker Barrel in Maryland, and you could get an audio book on cassette. Remember cassettes? And you could throw that in your car, and then you could drive the whole way down to Florida, listen to this audio book, and then turn it into a Cracker Barrel down in Georgia, and they would give you your money back. It's not like returning it because it's bad or anything. You are allowed to do this. You are allowed to go. Did they really? I will never go to a Cracker Barrel again. Johnny Rebs. I don't know what that is, but I'm fixing to try it. Aw. Yes, that's what it is, Chris. That's exactly what the bad word is. There's punta, and then if you take one of those letters out, I'm not going to tell you what letter it might be. Not. Then that's the bad word. But again, I have chat right on screen, so you can just see. I refuse to eat there now too, Donald. I didn't know that. IHOP has little pink bunnies that Judge Fleischer keeps mentioning. John found them there hopping around in IHOP. Well, I mean, I deserve to get my face slapped sometimes, Kelly. I think that's what's wrong with the world right now. You're not allowed to slap someone in the face when they're being an ass. I did, Hope. I Googled it. It's all good. I'm happy now. Google told me I'm not swearing. No, Carolyn, no. If I had a spray bottle with water, you have to know what an IHOP is. International. It's International House of Pancakes. That's you. You are international. I don't go there either, though. Nobody makes waffles like me. Nobody. I'm not going to go somewhere and buy a nasty old waffle when my waffles are so good. Because I use double O flour. And if you don't know what that is, I'm sorry. That's the flour you use when you make pizza dough. You can't use like regular flour. You can use regular flour if you want to make pizza dough, but it's not going to taste good. You have to use this double O flour. And I use that flour to use my waffles, and it makes a huge difference. Yeah, Waffle House has excellent waffles because you're always drunk when you go there. Drunk. Hold on, Gemma. I got you. Hold on. There we go. Waffle House. It's coming. Just give it a second. There we go. Food. That is not what the Waffle House employees look like. And that is definitely not how clean they are. I'm just saying. And that is not the patrons in a Waffle House. No. See, you can tell this is fake because there's no ketchup on the menu. Look, there's no ketchup spots anywhere on that menu. And look how clean that booth is. No. Let's look at the food. The greatest of all time. That's the all-star. That's what you get. That's what everybody gets. There it is. And then the hash browns that you get are, why don't they just have everything together in a list? All right. Nope, that's the hash brown bowls. I want to show the hash browns, but that's not what I want. I don't know why they just can't show everything in the list. I'm going to go here. I just want a list. All right, forget it. You know what? That's the best it's getting. There's Waffle House. Yep. If the food looks exactly like that when it arrives, that's true. The best thing about the Waffle House is the syrup, because as soon as your hand touches the syrup container, for the next week, everything you own is sticky. Everything. I think customers just pour the syrup right on the outside of the bottle on purpose, and it's never been washed. No one ever washes it. And then there's always fights in Waffle Houses. And I don't know why people just can't get along. But yeah, it's bad. We should all meet at a Waffle House. Oh gosh, Sarah, no, never touch under the table. No, no. I need to go take a shower now that I'm thinking about touching the Waffle House syrup. Tweakers, oh yeah. Drunks, oh my God, yeah. And we're talking about the staff. No, don't be hungry now that we're talking about Waffle House, Chad. No. Hey, drunks, I still have some beans and hot dogs if you want some. It's kind of good. Fills you up a lot. Dinner and a show. It is dinner and a show. It really, really, really is. Every time. And they have a jukebox. And what you need to do is you need to go into a Waffle House at 2:38 a.m. in the morning. That gives all the time for the bars to close and the drunks to come in. Then you got to find a song on the jukebox like a little bit annoying. Like it has a part in it where it's like, for a few seconds. So it's a little bit annoying, but not a lot annoying. And then in the Waffle House, when it's slammed busy at 2:38 in the morning with all the drunks, you got to replay that song 17 times and then sit back and watch. Pour some sugar on me. Perfect. That'll work perfect. And then you just sit back and watch everybody lose their where's Cloud? Shit. But please use the ladies' room before you go. Don't trust it. Don't trust it. I'm going to go to Waffle House today, though. I miss it. Haven't been in a while. Can you guys talk amongst yourselves for 1 second? Be right back. I got 4 coffees because restaurants, because courts are about to open. So I got work to do. Lift weights. No way, man. Good night, Fozzie. I just saw that, so you must be going to bed. No Waffle Houses in Massachusetts. That's probably a good thing, maybe. No, I got 4 coffees. That's my breakfast. I just had dinner from last night a few minutes ago. All right, guys. No one ever does. Well, yes, they do. That's a lie. But it's time to go to Discord. Time to go to Discord. Time to get off YouTube. And Victoria, you need to get to work, little girl. We got some recording to do. All right, guys, please behave. And hopefully the courts are nice and crazy today. So tomorrow we have some good stuff. Bye, guys. Thank you so much for coming out. Be good. See ya.